think ants feel community? When I think of community, I think of like ants living together because they like...
The insects or like our human ants who are...
Oh, like my aunt, like Stephanie right now. And so my aunt, no, like ants. They're all friends. Like they dig, like they have like the whole like underground tunnel, like they live underground.
That hive mind, like they just think that everything goes together.
Right, they're like in sync, kinda, like.
I love that band.
It's so good, so good. Bees, another community. They're, I don't know. Well, it's like another like example of community.
Yeah, there's lots of examples of community.
I think all animals have community, right? Like they all have their own names.
Well, I think where you're going, Blake, is community is inherent in us. Like whether we're a bee or an ant or humans, we were all created for community. And I talk about this a lot with my confirmation students, is that God created us to be a part of a community. God created us for a community. We were created for relationships. And I think that that's just so amazing that we weren't created to live in isolation. We weren't created to be alone. We are relational creatures, just like ants, just like bees, just like pretty much, wolves. Wolves live in packs, but any created being, we were created for each other.
And I think that's super cool because that's also how like God shows himself to us. It's through community and through our friends and even through our sports teams and through the church and everything. And a lot of times, like, I'll be like, what is God saying to me? And God will send somebody that's in my community to kind of relay that message without even meaning, without them even knowing that that's what God's doing. But like, that's how I interact with God a lot of times, is through community.
Do you think communities can like have issues? Like within communities, like problems can arise, like the drama is real. I know.
So real. Yeah, it's so hard because we are all humans, right? So like we get in fights and we get in disagreements because we're all people. Being a community doesn't mean that it makes us all of a sudden perfect.
So I'm hearing like you got to talk about community, like you kind of got to be humble at times. Like how else do you do community well? Like what do you need to do to kind of make a good, safe, welcoming community?
I think spending time together, right? I mean, part of building relationships is that intentional time where you talk and have fun and get to know each other.
I think community, like in order to have a healthy community too, you have to go into it desiring things for yourself, but also understanding that there are other people that are a part of your community that are not you. And so you have to honestly sacrifice some things where maybe I want to go rock climbing today, but my best friend doesn't want to go rock climbing today. So maybe we compromise and I go rock climbing today with him, and then next time we do something that he wants to do, because there are different people who enjoy different things in community.
I think kind of with that, like what the cool thing that I love about Rezlife is that there are people from every different middle school and like high school in like Johnson County and Jackson County and like all over. And like, I think it's such a cool thing. Like, at least at West, we got like 6 different high schools represented and like even more like middle schoolers. And it's cool. Like we can all gather together on a Wednesday night and like be silly and like play games and have fun. And we get to kind of expand our community in a really cool way on Wednesday nights and connect with people that might be different than us, or people might do theater, but people might do basketball, but like people might be into music, and we get to like all figure that out for a second, which is a really cool thing, I think.